He said, "Bad news, you've got cancer." And I said, "Really?" He says, "It's stage 3B colon cancer, and that's also not good." That was quite shocking, something I never expected. And he says, the good news is that we took it all out, so you're cancer-free from an observation standpoint. But because so many lymph nodes were malignant, we have to take the precautions. And the precaution is that, that you would probably need to go through chemotherapy. What I decided I would do, both for, my family, my wife and my 2 daughters, as well as for my own well-being, is I was really going to try and live in the moment, make every day count, as the cliche goes. And I had used Dr. George Pratt's techniques around meditation and positive imagery to quit smoking. And that was only a few years earlier. I knew, because I had the evidence that it worked, that I could make this work with the chemo. And I wanted to minimize the side effects that I had from chemotherapy so that I can continue to live a life that I was engaged. Most importantly, I wanted to be able to cope with the chemo. I didn't want to have to discontinue it before the regimen was over. And in the end, I not only coped and engaged, but I think I grew during the experience. So through the use of positive mental imagery and meditation, I decided I was really gonna, take what I learned and really apply it to living in the moment and being present to my wife and my daughters. So I began to keep a journal of how I felt, and I began to develop a whole meditation. And I turned this whole journal into a book. It's called Mental Mastery of Chemotherapy, which is a short story. It's meant to be read by anybody else who's going through chemotherapy while they're sitting in the infusion room. It's about 40 pages of my stories and my meditation and my positive mental imageries, and about 40 pages of blank spaces so people can write their own story, create their own meditation, set their own positive mental images that they want, that they want to have, permeate their thinking, dominate their thought, really control how they feel. And that's what I did.